Canto 4. A thunderclap jerked me at last awake, and upright, as if lifted by strong arms, I found myself on a tremendous height above so vast a slope of falling ground it vanished under clouds beneath my sight. I knew this pit must be the last abode of every sinner cast away by God. My guide, reading my thought, said, "It is so. Here we must now descend, so let us go." His face was deathly pale. I cried aloud, "Master, I dare not. Surely you must see I cannot follow where you fear to tread." "Not fear, but pity, blanches me," he said. "Pity for those beneath. We've far to go, so onward. Come." He led me straight ahead, onto the widest ledge circling the pit, where twilight air was tremulous with sighs. No other sounds of suffering were there. My sadly smiling guide asked, "Do you know who dwell within this painless part of hell? This is my place, with those who did not sin, born before Jesus, therefore not baptized. Limbo is where all sinless pagans dwell, outside the radiance of gospel's grace. Lacking baptism, you see, we did no wrong, but cannot truly love the Trinity, and give to it the praise that it is due. This is the only cause of our distress, that noble souls are thus condemned to pain forever, and condemned to it in vain, depressed me for a while, and so I said, 'Now tell me, sir, please tell me, master, dear,' for now I needed utter certainty about our faith, which strikes all error dead. 'Has no one any time escaped from here by their own virtue, or by virtue lent?' My guide exactly knew just what I meant. 'Soon after I entered this zone of hell,' he said, 'a hero, crowned with victory, passed through and down to pull out of the pit Adam and Eve and all his ancestry: Abel, their firstborn son of righteous mind; Noah, the just, whose ark preserved mankind; Abraham, patriarch of everyone; Rachel, whom heaven put such cares upon, and the wife of Jacob renamed Israel; lawgiver Moses; psalmist David too, and many more than I could tell or see. He raised to heaven, where I will never be.' We passed, as he was speaking, through a crowd, men, women, infants, who forlornly stood, like rustling trees within a twilit wood. But gradually, between them, there appeared a light that grew much brighter as we neared, until I saw it was the dome of light with such fine folk inside. I asked my guide, 'Why are these brightly lit and set apart?' Said he, 'Heaven ratifies the glory given by art and story.' A great shout rang out, 'The Prince of Poetry is home, returned to us from distant wandering!' Four solemn figures came toward us then, with neither joy nor sorrow in their looks. My guide explained. Their leader with the sword, who sang of warfare, also was the first to have his verse immortalized in books. His name is Homer. Horace, close behind, brought wit and satire into poetry. Next, Ovid, singer of love's mysteries, and those transformed by angry deities. And lastly, Lucan, the singer of civil strife, who knew that one in heaven is Lord of life. These four reigning kings of poetry yet think, for it is true, I am the best. I must confer with them, which is their due." The band of poets gathered round my guide. He spoke with them, and then at his request made me the sixth in that small company of eagle-winged strong souls whose poetry outsoars the rest. My master smiled at this. We walked together, these wise men and me, slowly upon our way to better light, talking of things profound and good to say. Six kindred souls within that gracious place, until a splendid city came in sight, a stream of pure, clear water flowing round. We walked on it as though it were dry ground, then faced a gateway and a lofty wall with 7 towers. Passing between two, I found a lovely space of smooth, green lawn, where noble people, moving gracefully, spoke to each other very quietly. I asked my guide, master of every art, what privileges these majestic folk apart from obvious nobility. He said, "Their names still famously resound on earth, and heavenly powers respect them too, believing privileges are their due." We two then walked a little way apart, up a small hill. Good light allowed a view of those great ghosts. Nothing so thrills my heart as thinking of these spirits I have seen. Electra and the heroes she conceived, Hector, Aeneas, ancestor of Rome, Caesar in armor with his hawk-like eye, huntress Camilla, Amazon warrior, Penthesilea, first Latin king Latonius, and daughter Lavania, Brutus, who expelled Rome's last king Tarquin, Julia, Lucretia, Cornelia, Marcia, standing apart, the mighty Saladin. Raising my eyes, I saw the kings of mind, Aristotle, master of those who know, Socrates, close behind, Plato also, Democritus, who said atoms and chance made everything, Cynic Diogenes, Anaxagoras, the herbal healer, Dioscorides, Thales, Orpheus, Tully, Livy, moralist Seneca, geometer Euclid, geographical astronomer Ptolemy, the doctors Galen and Hippocrates, and the best of Aristotle's great expositors, Avicenna and Averroes. Oh, I cannot tell you all I saw, because too many times my words demean my thought. My company was growing very small. Our group of 6 had dwindled into 2. My bold, wise guide and I at last withdrew into a place where nothing shines at all.